Next, we have carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that is ubiquitous because it is created whenever carbon-containing materials are burned. Most cases of carbon monoxide poisoning occur in victims of fires, but accidental and suicidal exposures are also common. Okay? So kapag may sunog, ingat-ingat. The antidote here is oxygen. Tandaan, hyperbaric, 100% oxygen by a non-rebreather mask. Okay? So give 100% by high-flow non-rebreathing mask. Use of hyperbaric chamber, though, is controversial, but often recommended for severe poisoning. The diagnosis and treatment of carbon monoxide poisoning are described during your biochem days. Many other toxic gases are produced in fires or released in industrial accidents. Carbon monoxide, di ba? Complex 4, inhibitor of your electron transport chain. Ano pa? Shifts the ODC curve to the left, so ayaw magbaba or unload ni oxygen. Okay? So, nasa bloodstream lang siya. Yung mga oxygen na nakakabit na kay hemoglobin, nasa bloodstream lang, ayaw bumaba sa cell or sa tissue. Kaya, ayan, itsura niya. Distinct red-toned lividity due to carboxy hemoglobin bonding. Yung hemoglobin, kapag may carbon monoxide, you call it carboxyhemoglobin. Okay? Kapag carbon dioxide yung nakasakay naman, carbamino. Okay? Carbamino hemoglobin. Okay, characteristic of poisoning with some gases. Carbon monoxide, binds to hemoglobin, hindi natuloy, makababa yung mga oxygen na nakadikit. So, treatment, 100% oxygen or consider hyperbaric, mataas yung pressure. Para kang nag-shower ng sobrang taas ng pressure ng tubig. Ito, mataas yung pressure ng oxygen. So, tanggal libag mo. Cyanide, carbon monoxide. Complex 4 rin. Treatment, nitrite, methemoglobin. Pero dapat mabilis ka dyan. Kasi mabilis lang tong cyanide eh. Very lethal. Okay? So, you have your cyanokit. Consists of hydroxycobalamin, which converts cyanide to cyanocobalamin. Hydrogen sulfide, amoy utot mo. Treatment, wala naman. No specific antidote. Oxidizing agent can cause methemoglobinemia. Ibig sabihin, hemoglobin na yung iron ay ferric. Ferric, hindi magkakabit sa oxygen. Ferric, evil. Ferrous, 2+, good. Yun yung kakabit ng oxygen. Ito, ginawang Fe, 3+ yung iron sa hemoglobin. So, yun. Treatment, methylene blue. Or if may G6PD ka, contraindicated yan, therefore use vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Irritant gases, okay, so it can corrode your upper and lower airway, causing the following respiratory symptoms. So, mag-humidified oxygen ka and bronchodilators. This one, naaralan natin tong cholinesterase inhibitors or your anti-cholinesterase such as your organophosphate and carbamate. Okay, mga ayaw kay acetylcholinesterase. Remember, your acetylcholine gets released here at the neuromuscular junction and binds a muscarinic or nicotinic receptor. And it will be degraded eventually by acetylcholinesterase enzymes. Acetyl, and then choline, pa rin bumalik, acetyl-CoA, wala na. Okay? However, some drugs or poisons will inhibit the enzyme, therefore, prolonged ang effect ni acetylcholine. O di, overstimulated yung mga receptors. Para kang naka-parasympathetic mode na OA. Okay? Sobra-sobra. Plus sweating. Kasi, ang acetylcholine mo, ang neurotransmitter sa sweat gland, even though it's SYMPA. Okay? Kaya dito, may sweating ka. Okay. So this one, these are widely used to kill insects and other pests. Mga peste, tulad mo, joke lang. Most cases of serious organophosphate or carbamate poisoning result from intentional ingestion in attempted suicide. But poisoning has also occurred at work, mga pesticide application or packaging, as a result of food contamination or as a terrorist attack. Dati, di ba, nung chemical warfare nerve agent sa Tokyo subway, noong 1995. Pero 3 years old pa lang ako nun. Ikaw, ano ka pa lang siguro? Sperm na nagabitay-bitay sa itlog ng tatay. Joke lang. Di ba meme yun? Panood ko sa Facebook. Anyway, stimulation of muscarinic receptors causes abdominal cramps, diarrhea, excessive salivation, sweating, urinary frequency, and increased bronchial secretion. Basang-basa. Okay? Yan. Kapag inhibit mo si enzyme, you're gonna be severely wet. Secretions everywhere, okay? Naalala mo, M1, M2 sa baga, M3, all others. Dito, lacrimation, secretions, and GI tract. So, lahat yun, stimulate. Dami mong acetylcholine na prolonged ang buhay. So, para mode. Super intense. So, diarrhea, excessive salivation, sweating, ihi ka ng ihi, press and digest, diba? Para mode, iihi ka, magpupupo ka, iiyak ka, salivate, and increase bronchial secretions. Because remember, ang parasympathetic ng lungs, bronchoconstriction, and bronchorrhea. Okay? Stimulation of nicotinic receptors naman will cause generalized ganglionic activation, which can lead to hypertension and either tachycardia or bradycardia. So, dalawang receptors ni acetylcholine eh. Diba? Nicotinic and muscarinic. Ito may 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ito may nicotinic neuronal, nicotinic muscular. O, yung mga yun, stimulate. Ito nasa ganglia. So, yeah. Kaya may tachycardia, hypertension, bradycardia, possibly. Muscle twitching and fasciculations may progress to weakness and respiratory muscle paralysis. Pagod. Sinus effects include, di ba may M1 sa utak? So, agitation, confusion, and seizures. The mnemonic for this one is dumbbells, diarrhea, urination, meiosis, and muscle weakness, bronchospasm, excitation, lacrimation, sweating, seizure, salivation. Nagmamadali ka, Dok? Oo. May date pa ako. Joke lang. Ba't ako nagmamadali? Kasi, number 1, mainit. Joke. Kasi na-discuss na natin to sa first half ng video. Okay? Acetylcholinesterase inhibitor poisoning, organophosphate, pesticide, peste, basang-basa. Ganun. So, may secretions ka everywhere. Blood testing may be used to document depressed activity of RBC, acetylcholinesterase enzyme, and plasma butyrylcholinesterase enzymes, which provide an indirect estimate of synaptic cholinesterase activity. So, you can measure this one. No? Pag mababa, ibig sabihin, hindi na siya gumagana kasi nga inhibit na ng poison. Example, sa mga pesticide. Okay? So, mahaba buhay nito. Saan ba to? Narinig. Sa parasympathetic, pag umupo yun sa muscarinic, edi stimulated yung M1, M2, M3 mo. Pag umupo sa nicotinic, edi mga ganglia mo ang stimulated. Okay? So, these are the muscarinic effects versus the nicotinic effects. So, mga chairs na yan, pwedeng upuan ng acetylcholine. Nasaan ba yung M? Muscarinic receptors. M1, M2, M3, you need the following. Nicotinic, sa ganglia naman yan. Okay? So, paano pag na-poison ka ng ganyan? Treatment, generally supportive. Okay? So, precautions should be taken to ensure that rescuers and healthcare providers are not poisoned themselves by exposure to contaminated clothing or skin. So, mag-mask, mag-gloves. Okay. Kasi potent nga yung iba dyan, such as yung parathion and nerve gas agents. Antidotal treatment consists of atropine and pralidoxime. 2-PAM. Tandaan na, atropine, pang organophosphate poisoning. Atropine, pang organophosphate poisoning. Ulit-ulit. Mga P. Okay? Mga P. Because this is anti-muscarinic. So, marireverse nito yung mga effects ng muscarinic chair. Mga acetylcholine na umupo sa muscarinic receptors, boom, tanggal na yan. Ibablock yan ni atropine. Okay? So, wala kang muscarinic effects. Titigil itong mga to. Salivation, etc. Pralidoxime naman, sige, atropine muna. This is a competitive inhibitor at muscarinic sites but has no effect at nicotinic sites. So, yung mga acetylcholine na nakaupo sa nicotinic chair, mag-stimulate pa rin. Pero yung muscarinic, kapag may atropine na, boom, inhibited na. So, atropine is for anticholinesterase intoxication, organophosphate, and carbamate poisoning. You can give 1 to 2 milligrams for children sa IV nila. Kapag wala pang response, you can double the dose every 15 minutes with decreased wheezing and pulmonary secretions as therapeutic endpoints. Di ba? Kasi nakapara mode sila. E di bronchoconstricted, so may wheezing and may bronchorrhea. So, kapag nagbigay ka atropine, natin yung wheezing and pulmonary secretions. Bababa. Okay? So, doon mo check na, okay, nagre-respond siya sa atropine. For rapid onset mushroom poisoning with predominant muscarinic excess symptoms, useful for control of muscarinic symptoms ang atropine. Pero, no value in delayed onset mushroom poisoning. Si pralidoxime naman, if given early enough, may be capable of restoring cholinesterase activity and is active at both muscarinic and nicotinic sites. However, studies are conflicting regarding its effect on clinical outcome. Basta, maaga, naagapan mo siya, maaga nadala sa'yo, this can work. Bubuhayin niya yung enzyme, i-resurrect niya. Okay? So, you can give 1 gram IV every 4 hours as needed, or pwede rin sa constant infusion. Pediatric dose is 250 mg na snoofer level. No approved benefit in carbamate poisoning and uncertain benefit in established organophosphate poisoning. Kailangan kasi sobrang aga mo nadala. Eh, minsan, farmer, ang layo ng ospital, hindi na to obra. Okay? Cyanide. Salts and hydrogen cyanide are highly toxic chemicals used in chemical synthesis of rodenticides. This is formally a method of execution and as agents of suicide or homicide. Hydrogen cyanide is formed by burning of plastics, wool, and many other synthetic natural products. So, huwag ka magsunog ng plastic kasi may inhale mo yan. Tsaka bad sa Mother Earth. Cyanide is also released after ingestion of various plants, yung cassava, seeds, apple, peach, and apricot. So, huwag niyong kagatin ang buto ng mga yan kasi may cyanide. Okay? Possibly may cyanide. Cyanide binds readily to the ferric ion of your cytochrome oxidase, o complex 4 na naman, ng electron transport chain, inhibiting oxygen utilization within the cell mitochondria and leading to cellular hypoxia and lactic acidosis. So, yari ang complex 4 mo sa cyanide poisoning, di mag-ano ka na naman. Kung hindi ka aerobic, hindi magamit yung oxygen, anaerobic ka, leading to lactic acid. Okay? Symptoms of cyanide poisoning include shortness of breath, agitation, and tachycardia, followed by seizures, coma, hypotension, and death. Mabilis tong cyanide poisoning. Naalala ko yung militar na na-convict siya, tapos hindi niya matanggap yung parusa, uminom siya ng cyanide sa courtroom. Tapos namatay siya. Okay? Ganun kabilis. Symptoms of cyanide poisoning include basahin. Okay? What else? Elevated venous oxygen content. Di ba? Artery. Tapos tissue. Tapos vein. O, dapat sa vein, yung blood mo, mababa na yung oxygen. Dito, mataas. Dito, dapat mababa. Kung mataas pa rin sa vein, ibig sabihin, hindi nagamit ng cell. Hindi bumaba yung oxygen. O, ganun din ang, para siya sa carbon monoxide. No? Yan. Hindi bumababa ang oxygen. Nasa blood lang siya, wala sa tissue. Kaya, cherry red. Okay? Severe metabolic acidosis is characteristic. The venous oxygen content may be elevated because oxygen is not being taken up by cells. Treatment of cyanide poisoning includes rapid oral administration of antidote. Activated charcoal, although charcoal binds cyanide poorly, it can reduce absorption and general supportive care. So, kapag may cyanide poisoning, suspect, tapos wala kang anything, wala ka ng antidote, hydroxycobalamin, itatanong ko sa exam nyo, tapos meron ka activated charcoal, o pwede na yun. Okay? Pag-pray mo na lang. Palakasan ng guardian angel. Okay? So, there are 2 FDA-approved antidotes for the treatment of cyanide toxicity. Number 1 is hydroxycobalamin. Tandaan mo tong B12 na yan. Dok, pwede yung cobalamin na lang tandaan ko? Hindi. Kailangan hydroxycobalamin. Kasi lumabas sa boards. A, cyanocobalamin. B, hydroxycobalamin. Ano daw yung antidote ng cyanide poisoning? C, ang daming forms ng cobalamin, girls and guys. Therefore, choose this one as antidote pag tinanong ka. Okay? So, this is a form of B12 that combines rapidly with cyanide ion to form non-toxic cyanocobalamin. Okay? So, si hydroxycobalamin, pag nag-join kay cyanide, magiging cyanocobalamin. Okay? Which is non-toxic. Of course, these are not the chemical formula. Shortcut ko lang. Okay? So, for adults, 5 grams IV over 15 minutes ang ibibigay mong hydroxycobalamin. This one converts cyanide to cyanocobalamin. Ito yung product, hindi yan yung antidote. Pag tinanong ka anong antidote, this one, hydroxycobalamin. Anong product? Pag nag-action na yung antidote, cyanocobalamin. Okay? Nithiodate is an older cyanide treatment kit containing sodium nitrite and sodium thiosulfate. Sodium nitrite induces sodium nitrite? Methemoglobinemia, which binds cyanide, creating the less toxic cyanomethhemoglobin. Okay? Sodium thiosulfate is a cofactor in the enzymatic conversion of cyanide to a much less toxic thiocyanate. So, 3. Hydroxycobalamin. Sulat mo na. Hydroxycobalamin. Then, we have your nitrite and thiosulfate. Okay? BNS. Tandaan. Okay. Next, we have here digoxin. Sorry. Marijuana, opioid, rattlesnake. Let's go back. Digoxin poisoning. This one is a sodium potassium ATPase inhibitor. Kung naalala nyo, it's a cardiac glycoside. Pag in-inhibit mo kasi si sodium potassium ATPase pump, that pumps trinatukin, hindi na makalabas si sodium. Andito lang si sodium. Tapos, anong gagawin? Trinatukin. Hindi makalabas si sodium. Because of that, calcium will increase. Okay? Calcium will increase. Mas gaganahan to mag-retain ng calcium sa loob. More calcium inside, greater strength of contraction of your heart. Paano pag nag-overdose ka? Yari, pwede ka mag-arrhythmia. Okay? So, general supportive care should be provided here. Atropine is often effective for bradycardia or AV block. The use of digoxin antibodies has revolutionized the treatment of digoxin toxicity. They should be administered IV in the dosage indicated sa bote. For digoxin-related cardioglycoside, 1 vial binds 0.5 mg digoxin. Indications include serious arrhythmias and hyperkalemia. Okay, symptoms will improve within 30 to 60 minutes after antibody administration. Digoxin antibodies may also be tried in cases of poisoning of other cardioglycosides such as in digitoxin, oleander, although larger doses may be needed to complete cross-reactivity. Tandaan, antidote ng digoxin antibodies. Okay? Pag tinanong ka ha, antidote sa digoxin overdose, Digibind, okay? Digifab. Ethanol and sedative hypnotic drugs. Ethanol and sedative hypnotic drugs, overdosage with such, for instance, in benzos, barbiturates, GHB, carisoprodol, occur frequently because of their common availability and use. Ikaw nga, kakainom mo lang, diba? Joke. Joke lang. Patients with ethanol and other sedative hypnotic overdose may be euphoric, drunk, mukha silang laseng, or in a state of stupor or coma, dead drunk. Yung description sa kanila doon. Comatose patients often have depressed respiratory drive. Depression of protective airway reflexes may result in pulmonary aspiration of gastric contents, leading to pneumonia. So, sobrang depressed ng airway reflexes, boom, pumunta na sa trachea, yung dapat sa esophagus and stomach. Okay? So, pwede siyang mag-aspiration, pneumonia. Napunta na lang sa lungs. Hypothermia may be present because of environmental exposure and depressed shivering. Ethanol blood levels greater than 300 mg per deciliter usually cause deep coma, but regular users are often tolerant to the effects of ethanol and may be ambulatory despite even higher levels. Patients with GHB overdose are often deeply comatose for 3 to 4 hours and then awaken fully in a matter of minutes. Okay, just familiarize, no? Yung iba nga, naka-benzo na, tas ang pang lunok nila is alak. Okay, so double whammy. Okay, so here are the symptoms of alcohol intoxication. So, familiarize, okay? Alam mo yan. Lagi kang intoxicated, di ba? Side effects of benzo abuse, as you've learned from your sedative hypnotic lecture. So, general supportive care should be provided, as in all patients, with careful attention to protecting the airway. So, you can include endotracheal intubation here, and assisting ventilation. Most patients recover as the drug effects wear off. Hypotension usually respond to IV fluids, body warming if cold, and if needed, a vasopressor pag sobrang hypotensive. Okay? Patients with isolated benzodiazepine overdose may awaken after IV flumazenil. Take note of the antidote. Okay? BZD, BF, diba? Boyfriend, flumazenil. Okay? It's a benzodiazepine antagonist. So, benzodiazepine, adult dose is 0.2 mg IV. Familiarize. Okay? For benzodiazepine, antidote na yan. Okay? 0.2 mg IV flumazenil. Repeated as necessary to maximum of 3 mg. Do not give to patients with seizures. Kasi mawawala yung pampakalma nila, magsisiz sila. Okay? Kanina pa ibibigay or hindi ibibigay kay benzodiazepine-dependent patient or TCA overdose. However, this drug is not widely used as empiric therapy for drug overdose because it may precipitate seizures in patients who are chronically taking benzos or have also ingested a convulsant drug such as a TCA. There are no antidotes for ethanol, barbiturates, or most other sedative hypnotics, so supportive care is critical. Okay? Buti pa yung benzo, meron, no? Barbiturate, wala. Supportive ka na lang. Ethylene glycol and methanol poisoning. So ethylene glycol and methanol are alcohols that are most important toxins because of their metabolism to highly toxic organic acids. So nako-convert sila sa organic acids na toxic. They're capable of causing sinus depression and a drunken state similar to ethanol overdose, accompanied by an osmolar gap. In addition, their products of metabolism, formic acid for methanol, or hippuric, oxalic, and glycolic acid for ethylene glycol, cause a severe metabolic acidosis and can lead to coma and blindness. So, nakakabulag. Yung mga anak, no, pag metabolize mo si methanol kasi magiging ano ulit ang sinabi ko? Formic acid, nakakabulag. Okay? Pag metabolize mo si ethylene glycol, magiging hippuric, oxalic, yan, stone, kidney stone formation ka dun. Okay? So, leading to renal failure. Initially, the patient appears drunk sa ethylene glycol poisoning, mga uminom ng antifreeze. But after a delay of up to several hours, a severe anion gap metabolic acidosis, so HAGMA, becomes apparent, accompanied by hyperventilation and altered mental status. Sobrang acidic stuff ang pumasok sa katawan mo, so your lungs will try to blow off excess acid in the form of CO2. Okay? So, nag-hyperventilate ka. Patients with methanol poisoning may have visual disturbances ranging from blurred vision to blindness. Okay? Yan. So, ito yung sinabi natin kanina. Uminom ka ng lambanog, methanol goes to the liver, a-actionan ng alcohol dehydrogenase magiging formaldehyde, nag-checheverin ng aldehyde dehydrogenase, another enzyme magiging formic acid. Formic acid, travel until it reaches the eye. Formic acid will cause retinal and optic nerve toxicity and pwedeng mabulag. Bulag, lambanog, bulag. Okay? Bulag, lambanog. So, huwag ka inom ng lambanog. Lalo na kung mataas yung methanol content niyan. Okay? Methanol, yung metabolism nito is inhibited by fomepizole. Okay? Fomepizole. May case ng Australian patient. Sa Thailand, pinainom ng concoction of whatever alcohol, pero may mataas yung methanol content, nabulag siya. And actually, namatay pa. Okay? So, hindi nabigyan ng antidote for methanol overdose, which is fomepizole. Fomepizole will block alcohol dehydrogenase. So, wala kang formaldehyde, wala rin formic acid. Kasi too late for that patient. Ethylene glycol, antifreeze, mga batang iniinom kung ano-anong liquid sa garahe or sa garage ng dad nila. So, ethylene glycol will be converted to glycolic acid. Glycolic acid will become oxalic acid. Oxalate, papunta sa kidney, magiging calcium oxalate crystals, magiging kidney stones, etc., etc. Okay? Fomepizole will also inhibit the same enzyme here, alcohol dehydrogenase. Para wala kang glycolic acid, oxalic acid. Okay? Metabolism of ethylene glycol and methanol to their toxic products can be blocked by inhibiting the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. Alcohol ha, hindi aldehyde. Okay? Alcohol dehydrogenase yan. Ang binablock na antidote. So, it's a competitive inhibitor. Si fomepizole, which is also known as 4-methylpyrazole. Ethanol is also an effective antidote, but it can be difficult to achieve a safe and effective blood level. Imagine mo, nalasing sa methanol, tapos binigyan mo pa ng alak na ethanol. Okay? So, for methanol, ethylene glycol, a loading dose is calculated so as to give a blood level of at least 100 mg per deciliter. Kung ethanol gagamitin mo. Fomepizole is easier to use. Okay? Fomepizole. For methanol and ethylene glycol, mas convenient gamitin ang fomepizole. Just give 15 mg per kilograms. Repeat every 12 hours. Nice to know yung mga dose. Well, recently or lately, nagtatanong ng mga dose sa PLE. So, be familiar with the doses. Hemodialysis can remove both the parent alcohol and the toxic metabolite and is generally indicated in patients with acidosis and signs of end organ dysfunction, coma, renal failure, such as in ethylene glycol, or visual changes, such as in methanol. Okay? Nagmamadali ka, tanggalin mo ni metabolite, pati yung parent, no? I-dialyze mo na lang. Okay. Iron and other metals. Iron is widely used in the over-the-counter vitamin preparation. Actually, it's a mineral, vitamin. It's a mineral, no? Si iron. Sa mga Indian, ang basa nito, iron. As few as 10 to 12 prenatal multivitamins with iron may cause serious illness in a small child. Poisoning with other metals such as lead, mercury, arsenic is also important, especially in the industry. Tanda mo yung iron, just take it if you have iron deficiency anemia. Okay? Pag kinulang ka talaga sa iron, just take it. Otherwise, kasi mag-Fenton reaction yan, it can form free radicals which can damage your cells. Okay? So, wag araw-araw iinom ng iron supplements. Anyhow, If you have iron poisoning, which include the following symptoms, vomiting, abdominal pain, lethargy, metabolic acidosis, the antidote is deferoxamine. Ano ba sa boards yan dati? Deferoxamine. Deferoxamine. Okay? Yan. You can give 15 milligrams per kilogram per hour IV, or 100 milligrams of IV deferoxamine. Because 100 milligrams of IV deferoxamine binds 8.5 milligrams of iron. Nice to know. Okay. Yung mga prenatal vitamins. Minsan gusto ni mami, gusto ko sobrang healthy yung baby, mag-double dose nga ako. Pwede mag-iron overload si child. Okay? So be careful. So, umpisa, GI irritation muna. Then, pag sobrang lala, metabolic acidosis, fulminant hepatic, liver na naman yung tama. And GI mucosa, etc. etc. Antidote is deferoxamine. Yun lang. Important dito. Binds iron and removes it from the body. Deferoxamine. Ayan too much iron can participate in Fenton reaction, which can damage your cells, no? Sa Fenton reaction, gagawa ka dyan ng mga free radicals. Kaya ayaw mo mag-iron kapag wala ka ng iron deficiency anemia. Deferoxamine will chelate your iron. Akin ka na. Huwag ka nang makipag-react dyan. Ganun si deferoxamine. Binds iron and removes it from the body. Then, as always, supportive measures should be followed. Okay. Marijuana. THC or tetrahydrocannabinol is the constituent in marijuana responsible for most of its mood-altering effects. So THC chills. Ang spice ay spiky. Exposure to THC is increasingly common due to legalization for both medical and recreational use sa Thailand, di ba? Pati toothpaste may ganyan eh. The cannabis industry produces a variety of food, beverages, and candies containing added THC, which may lead to accidental and childhood exposures. Synthetic cannabinoids marketed as herbal incense or spice may cause marked stimulant effects, psychosis, and seizures. Cannabidiol, another important component of cannabis, appears to be devoid of most of the mood-altering effects of THC. So, pag nakamarijuana ka, ito yung ma-experience mo. Euphoria, altered perception, increased appetite. Okay? Opioids, or opium. Examples ito, morphine, heroin, meperidine, methadone. So, these are common drugs of abuse. And an overdose is a common result of using the poorly standardized preparation sold on the street. In recent years, there has been an increase in fentanyl exposures due to adulteration of heroin and methamphetamine, as well as the emergence of fake pills sold underground as Norco or Xanax to unwitting consumers. Opioid overdose can cause CNS depression, so magiging lethargic ka, coma, and slowed breathing. Pinpoint pupil, tandaan na. Opioid pinpoint pupils. Asan yung pinpoint? Ayun. Okay. And it can be fatal. Fentanyl is a major risk factor. Anong ginagawa ng opioid? It will sit on the opioid receptor. Upo siya sa chair na ang tawag ay opioid receptor na nasa CNS. Okay? Brain spinal cord. So, pag na-stimulate ng opioid yan, baba ang respiratory drive mo, causing sedation. So, may sedation pa. Fentanyl is a potent synthetic opioid requiring small doses for significant effects. Small but terrible. Konti lang kailangan mo, ang tindi na ng effects niya. So, mas ma-higher ang chance dyan na mag-overdose ka. Okay? Okay, so coma, overdose, depressed breathing, and pinpoint eye, think of opioid. Okay. So, this is your opioid toxidrome. Depressed lahat. Baba ang BP, baba ang temp, baba ang reflexes, baba ang RR. Baba din ang pupils. Maliit ang pupils. Okay? Tandaan. Antidote, naloxone. Forever. Pakitato nga yan. Choke lang. Kakainin ng macrophages yung tattoo sa balat mo. Anyway. Basta tandaan nyo ha, para hindi mamatay yung patient. Kasi mag-respiratory depression siya. Unless mabigay mo yung antidote, which is naloxone. Violations na yung pasyente. Violet na. May naloxone kasi. So, antidote is naloxone for narcotic drugs, other opioid derivatives. A specific antagonist of opioids, you give this 0.42 milligrams initially by IV, IM, or sub-Q injection. Daming ruta, no? Kasi emergency, kailangan. yung pipiliin mong antidote. Madali mapasok. Larger doses may be needed to reverse the effects of overdose with propofol, codeine, and fentanyl derivatives. Duration of action is 2 to 3 hours and may be significantly shorter than that of the opioid being antagonized. Then, supportive care na naman. Rattlesnake and venomation. So, in the US, rattlesnakes are the most common venomous reptiles. Their bites are rarely fatal, and 20% do not involve envenomation. However, about 60% of bites cause significant morbidity due to the destructive digestive enzymes found in the venom. Evidence of rattlesnake envenomation includes severe pain, swelling, bruising, hemorrhagic bleb formation, and obvious fang marks. Systemic effects include nausea, vomiting, muscle fasciculations, tingling and metallic taste in the mouth, shock, and systemic coagulopathy with prolonged clotting time and reduced platelet count. Okay, so ano gagawin pag nakagat ka ng ahas? Tourniquet mo ba? Hindi. Okay, so wag. Do not apply a tourniquet for snake bites. For most of the snake bites, just do your pressure immobilization bandaging, or PIB. So applying a broad, firm pressure bandage directly over the bite site. Then wrap the entire limb from fingers or toes as high up the limb as possible, firmly with an elastic bandage. The bandage should be tight, but not so tight that it cuts off circulation. Immobilizing the limb with a splint to prevent any movement. Ayaw mag-contract yung muscle mo kasi pag nag-contract yan, mas maiipit yung blood vessel and yun, nakakalat yung venom. Okay? So, you should be still and calm until medical help arrives. Huwag magko-contract ng muscle as much as possible dun sa bite site. Okay? Usually, mga venoms na yan nag-spread through lymphatic system, rare sa bloodstream. And yung PIB, yung bandage, will restrict your lymphatic flow, slowing your venom movement. Bakit hindi pa rin tourniquet? Because it can cut off your arterial blood flow. So, it can lead to severe limb damage if left on for too long. Okay? So, may antidote or may anti-venom naman available. Kung sa Australia ka nakagat, ha? Dito, well, travel mo pa, etc. But in some modalities na sa TCM, they do cupping. Okay, yung parang ventosa para bumalik or sinisip-sip yung blood using the glass. Sa Chinese medicine yun. Of course, sa Western muna tayo. Okay? The most poisonous type of snake is your inland taipan or your Oxyuranus microlepidotus. Yun yung most venomous snake in the world. Pero shy and reclusive sila, living in remote areas. So, buti na lang, no? So, kaya bites are infrequent. Of course, not all snakes are venomous. May mga non-venomous snakes din. But, assume venomous unless proven otherwise. Okay? So, studies have shown that emergency field remedies such as incision and suction and tourniquets and ice packs are far more damaging than useful. Avoidance of unnecessary motion, on the other hand, does help to limit the spread of the venom. Kaya nga, wag kang kukurap. Joke lang. Wag kang gagalaw ng muscle para sa bite site para hindi ma-pump yung blood vessel. Okay? Definitive therapy relies on IV antivenom or your antivenin, and this should be started as soon as possible. There are 2 FDA-approved antivenoms in the US, namely the following, Cicrofab, etc. Start ASAP. Theophylline. This, although it has been largely replaced by inhaled beta agonists, theophylline continues to be used for treatment of bronchospasm by some patients with asthma and bronchitis. A dose of 20 to 30 tablets can cause serious and fatal poisoning in an adult. Chronic or subacute theophylline poisoning can also occur as a result of accidental overmedication or use of a drug that interferes with theophylline metabolism. For instance, sinabayan mo ng cimetidine, ciprofloxacin, erythromycin. Dinadami yung buhay. Hahaba yung buhay ni theophylline. Caffeine produces similar toxic effects and it's available in several energy supplements. In addition to sinus tachycardia and tremor, vomiting is common after overdose. Hypotension, tachycardia, and hypokalemia, as well as hyperglycemia, may occur, probably owing to beta-2 adrenergic activation. Nalala niyo si beta-2? Si John Lapus? John Lapus. Doon sa mnemonic natin sa autonomics. No, sorry, it's not John Lapus. It's the preggy patient with baby. Diba? Umiiyak kasi hypokaine. Anyway, the cause of this activation is not fully understood, but the effects of can be ameliorated by beta blockers. Cardiac arrhythmias include atrial tachycardia, PVCs, and ventricular tachycardia. In severe poisoning or acute overdose with serum levels of 100 mg per liter, seizures often occur and are usually resistant to common anticonvulsants. Toxicity may be delayed in onset for many hours after ingestion of sustained-release tablet formulations. So general supportive care should be provided. Aggressive gut decontamination should be carried out using repeated doses of activated charcoal and whole bowel irrigation. Okay. Propranolol or other beta blockers, such as your esmolol, are useful antidotes for beta-mediated hypotension and tachycardia. Ano ba yung theophylline na yan? Ano mechanism of action? It's a phosphodiesterase inhibitor, so hahaba ang buhay ng cyclic AMP mo. Okay, ano pa? Adenosine receptor blocker. Okay. Anyway. So the antidote here is your esmolol. Small lang ang half-life, di ba? Beta blocker yan. O lol eh. So this is for theophylline, caffeine, and metaproterenol overdose. Pag nagkape ka, or nag-stimulants ka yung mga caffeine na sobrang taas ng dose, you can give esmolol para hindi ka masyado mag-tachycardia. Okay? And short-acting lang yan. Small ang half-life eh, esmolol. So you infuse this 25 to 50 micrograms per kilo per minute IV. Hemodialysis is indicated for serum concentrations of 100 milligrams per liter and for intractable seizures in patients with lower levels. Okay, this is just a recap. Paracetamol will damage your liver. Treatment is N-acetylcysteine. Dok, hindi ko ma-memorize. N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine. Nasa acetaminophen spelling na siya. Okay? Amphetamine, nang-release yan ng neurotransmitters. Kaya hyper ka. So, symptomatic treatment. Anticholinergic. Tuyot ka dyan. Anticholinergic. Ayaw kay acetylcholine. Physostigmine. Fixes atropine overdose. Antidepressants. Will cause the following. Okay. Too much SSRI, bupropion can cause serotonin syndrome. You give the following. Okay. Antipsychotics. Haloperidol mo, olanzapine, can cause sinus depression, seizure, and neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Alala mo kanina yung fever na pneumonic. Vitals unstable, enzymes mataas, rigid yung muscle, fever ka nga. So, you give sa neuroleptic malignant syndrome, dantrolene para mag-relax na yung muscle mo, and bromocriptine para bromocriptine is a dopamine agonist, okay? Treatment, supportive, discontinue offending agent, dopamine agonist, such as your bromocriptine, ano pa, dantrolene, okay? Aspirin, acid yan, so give a base, salicylic acid, give a base. Beta blocker, BB Girl, glucagon. Calcium channel blocker, mga verapamil, amlodipine, give the following. Carbon monoxide, tanggalin mo yung libag mo, 100% oxygen or hyperbaric oxygen. If hindi umubra yung 100%. Okay? Cholinesterase inhibitors, tulad mga organophosphate poisoning, atropine, and pralidoxime. Pag early. Okay? So, cholinesterase inhibitor, organophosphate poisoning, wet everywhere. Cyanide poisoning, give your hydroxycobalamin. Kulang yan. 3 dapat yan. Sodium blank. Ano, thiosulfate ba? Sodium nitrite. Alamin nyo. Digoxin. Give your digoxin antibodies. Ethanol. Sedative hypnotics. Yung mga benzos mo. Flumazenil. Ethanol, supportive. Ethylene glycol methanol, fomepizole. This is for methanol overdose. Iron and other metals, you give your chelating agents. Pag iron, deferoxamine. Marijuana, supportive care. Opioids, pinpoint ang pupil, give naloxone or Narcan. Rattlesnake and venomation, you give your antivenom ASAP. Do not galaw-galaw or contract your muscle. Stay still, stay put. Theophylline overdose, esmolol. Theo S small ito. Okay? May E. Theo S small ito. What's your answer here? What's the most likely diagnosis? Andiyan yung dumbbells, oh. Diarrhea, urination. Oh. Bradycardia, emesis, lacrimation, salivation. Oh. Maliit ang pupils, brady. Parang matutulog na siya, eh, no? So, that's parasympathetic. Ba't kaya? Too much parasympathetic. Farmer, oh, tapos ang usapan. Organophosphate poisoning yan. Wet everywhere. Okay? So, this is anticholinesterase inhibitor overdose. So, you have your cholinergic toxidrome. Cholinergic, too much acetylcholine, super wet everywhere. Tandaan. So, anong gagawin natin? Siyempre, may organophosphate, remove contaminated clothing, and irrigate skin to prevent further absorption, ensure airway patency, and prepare for possible intubation, as bronchial secretions and muscle paralysis can lead to respiratory failure. Okay. This is the same case. Anong antidote bibigay natin? OA ang parasympathetic mo. Give a parasympathetic blocker. Okay? Or muscarinic blocker. See? Atropine. Or pralidoxime kapag early. Ilang hours ba ito bago nadala? Walang sinabi. Okay? Atropine is a muscarinic blocker used to reduce secretions and bronchospasm. You titrate until secretions are controlled. Pralidoxime or 2-PAM reactivates your enzyme, acetylcholinesterase, if given early, reversing both muscarinic and nicotinic effects. What is the role of atropine? Binigay na natin. Okay? Yun nga, muscarinic blocker siya. Para kumalma ang M1, M2, M3. At hindi ka na masyado maraming secretions. Pero ang nicotinic, effect ng acetylcholine sa nicotinic, andun pa rin. Okay? What precautions must the medical team take? Na-absorb yan sa skin. Therefore, mag-gloves ka, no? Health workers can be exposed while handling contaminated clothes or bodily fluid. So, you do the following. Okay? Decontaminate, assess your ABCs, give antidote, if available, check your labs. Okay? What's your answer here? Oh, 60-40, normal ba yan for a 1 year and 6 months? I'm sorry. Ilang months to? 12 minus 18. Oh, yeah. 1 year, 6 month old boy. 60-40, heart rate 50. Baby yan eh. Masyado mababa yung 50. Sa adult nga, mababa rin yan eh. Uminom ng metoprolol tablets ni Lola. Okay, siguro high blood si Lola, no? Kaya naka-metoprolol siya. Slows down your heart rate. Eh, alam mo naman, BP is cardiac output times resistance. Cardiac output is stroke volume times heart rate. Pag bumaba to, lalo na kung tachycardic siya, bababa to. Okay? However, ininom ng baby, ng apo. So, BB, beta blocker overdose, glucagon. Okay? Glucagon, upo sa ibang receptor, but it can lead to increased cyclic AMP. Ang beta blocker mo, umupo sa beta receptor malamang. So, ibang ang inupuan ni glucagon, but it can still stimulate the heart. Okay? Increase in cardiac cramp without requiring access to beta receptors makes it available for beta blocker overdose. This one, basahin mo yan. Ang gagawin natin dyan. Too much metformin. Pag nag-metformin ka, pwede ka mag-lactic acidosis. So, procedure that will likely improve her condition is type 2 DM, coma, takip niya, tachycardia, hypotension. May diabetes. Okay. Lactic acidosis. Metformin. Tanda mo, ang metformin, it can cause lactic acidosis. Okay? Ang dreaded adverse effect niya. Serum is mataas, so diabetic. Okay. Nag-DKA ba yan? Diabetic ketoacidosis. May ketones ba? Wala akong makabasa na may ketones. Anyway. So, this is metformin overdose. Tanggalin na natin si metformin sa system. I-dialyze mo. Okay? Hemodialysis can be used to accelerate the elimination of both metformin and lactic acid. Since most of metformin has been absorbed by the time she presented, 9 hours na after drug ingestion. Efforts to decontaminate her GI tract with activated charcoal, gastric lavage, or syrup of ipecac are unlikely to be beneficial. Itong syrup na to has fallen out of favor and should not be used for unconscious patient. Coma, painumin mo ng syrup. Unless naka-NGT. No? Anyway, unless other drugs used to treat type 2 DM, metformin overdose is unlikely to cause hypoglycemia. Hindi siya katulad ng mga sulfonylureas, etc. Anyway, and this patient, serum glucose in the normal range showed that glucagon administration is not required. Okay. Taas yung glucose Contraindication to the use of gastric lavage. Sino ang hindi gastric lavage? Kapag corrosive yung ininom. Imagine mo, pababalikin mo sa bibig. Hindi magagasgas yung esophagus. Kung corrosive yan, pabalik-balik sa esophagus. Okay? Neither gastric lavage nor syrup of ipecac should be used in patients with ingestion of corrosive substances because of the risk of esophageal damage. Gastric lavage can be used in a comatose patient if the airway has been protected with a cuffed and ET tube. Tandaan nyo, imagine may patient sa harap mo. Ganun lang pag nagsasagot ka. Tulad nito, may 24-year-old female na nasa harap mo, hypotensive, nagsiseizure, ang ECG may ventricular arrhythmia. Ano kaya ang dahilan nun? TCAs, diba? Tricyclic antidepressants. Okay? Toxic yan in overdose because of their effects in the CNS and cardiovascular system. In addition to hypotension, seizures, and cardiac arrhythmias, the TCAs have strong anti-muscarinic effects. Okay, so amitriptyline is one example. Ito, 22-year-old man, white powder, began vomiting. Anong problema nito? Brady, tachypneic, desat, gurgling respiration, pooled secretions, basa siya, basa. Huwag ka na mag-isip ng anticholinergic. Pupils, hindi naman pinpoint, skin is cool, wet everywhere. So, cholinergics yan. Cholinergic toxidrome siya. Okay, bakit may cholinergic? Diba? Wet everywhere, CW. Too much acetylcholine. Bakit kaya? Because the acetylcholinesterase enzyme is inhibited. Okay, so organophosphate poisoning to. Management, decontaminate to prevent further exposure for patient and for you. Then intubate early kasi ang daming secretions, malulunod yan. Pumunta yung ibang laway niya sa trachea. Okay? Baba yung temp, etc. etc. Okay. Tapos, anong antidote nito? Anong pambuhay nito? Kung maaga-aga nadala sa'yo, si Tupam, di ba? Pralidoxime. What else? Too much acetylcholine. Upo ng upo sa muscarinic. M1, M2, M3. O, di i-block mo. Give a muscarinic blocker which is atropine. Atropine. Kumpletuhin na natin. ACW, cholinergic, laging wet, atropine ang antidote. Okay? ACW. Cholinergic, laging wet, atropine ang overdose. Ang antidote. Okay? Can also give PRAM. Si pralidoxime, si Tupam. Kaso, kapag early lang. Next. So, it's another case. Another patient was found down. It's a common presentation of toxic exposures. This one is a 38-year-old woman. Unresponsive. May mga pills. Ano makikita mo dyan? Unresponsive. Vital signs. RR is 4? 4? Seryoso ba to? Depressed. Ang RR. On to number 60. Desat. Pupils 1 mm. Anong sabi natin? Diba 2 to 3 mm? Ang pupils na normal, equal and briskly reactive to light. This is cyanotic but tuyo. Desat pa. Bagsak ang RR, bagsak ang SpO2, di na siya masyado nakakahinga. Pinpoint pupil. Pinpoint. Skin is cyanotic, but dry. So, kulay red to So, blue na yan. Or violaceous. So, ano kaya yan? Di ba usapan mag-pinpoint pupil, tapos violet-violet na opioid overdose. Okay? Yan. Opioid overdose. Tapos, depress ang CNS, so walang respiratory drive. Okay? Pinpoint ang pupil. So, isipin mo na opioid overdose. Cyanotic but dry. Okay, so baka heroin or oxycodone ang ininom. Ano pa? Attempted suicide, you have to consider that. Okay, so support. Mamamatay ito. Hindi na humihinga, oh. So, support the patient's respiration. Lalo na kung apneic or breathing slowly. Ano pa? Oxygenate mo siya. Valve mask. Ventilation. Okay. So, intubate mo siya. Pero may rapidly acting antidote na hindi mo pwedeng kalimutan na Naloxone. Okay? Okay, the patient will have to be intubated para makahinga siya. Give high oxygen, then give the antidote, which is Naloxone, an opioid receptor blocker. It rapidly reverses the effects of opioids. Para hindi na makaupo ang opioid sa receptor. Tinatitrate ang effect ng Naloxone, ha? Hindi porket nagbigay ka isang shot, okay na. Hindi. Kung hindi pa rin humihinga yan, kulang. So, give a second dose. Okay? Walang one-size-fits-all formula for dosing sa poisoning. Pinpoint pupil, respiratory depression. O, pag di mo naisip na Naloxone yan, babawi na lang siya next life. Mumultuin ka ng patient. Charot. Exposures may be recreational or attempted suicide. The management is support your respiration, bag valve mask, and then, however, pag nag-bag valve mask ka, ventilation, usually sufficient na. Pero you can intubate kapag hindi pa rin nagre-respond to restore oxygenation. And don't forget your Naloxone. Ito nagwawala. Okay. 44-year-old man, depressed. In the trash can, they also found the OTC bottles, agitated and combative. Nagwawala. What is this toxidrome? May depression, di may antidepressant yan. Antidepressant. Diba? Baka ininom niya yung mga antidepressant niya. Okay? Yan. So, ano kaya yun? 44-year-old man. Mad, blind, red, hot, dry, anticholinergic. Tuyo Dry tuyo. So, anticholinergic mukha ang ininom. So, find out what he took. Sedation for patients and safety staff. I-sedate mo to kasi baka masuntok ka niya. IV fluids to restore IV volume. Intravascular volume. Okay. So, analyze natin ha. Combative siya. Temperature is 38. Ang taas ng temp. Ang taas ang init. Ang taas din ng heart rate. BP, hypertensive. Kailangan alam mo yan ha. Kung hypertension stage 1 ba yan? 2. Saturation is normal. His previous R, 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters. Dilated. So, para siyang nakasimpa mode. No? Pero kung sympathomimetic ang tinira niya, dapat may sweating. Wala Ano pa? Febrile, tachycardic, hot, dry skin, may mydriasis. Tuyo, anticholinergic ang ininom niya. Anticholinergic. Some antidepressants can also manifest with the following, true or false. Alamin nyo for your exam. So, ito, mad as a hatter, his mental status is altered, blind as a bat, ang laki-laki ng pupils, mydriasis, red as a beet, kasi flushed yung skin, hot as a hair, because he's really very hot, literally hot and dry. Ano pa? Dry as a bone, tuyong-tuyo ang mucous membranes. So, anticholinergic poisoning yan. Okay? So, alamin mo kung anong pills ininom niya. Papalikin mo yung pamilya. Dali mo kayong bote na nakita nyo. O, tapos isesedate natin to. Para hindi masaksak yung nurse mo. O, hindi ikaw. Agitated Tapos, pag di mo na-sedate yan, nahirap sweruhan. So, pag na-sedate na, you give your IV fluids to restore your IV intravascular volume. Pero hinay-hinay kasi ang taas ng blood pressure niya. Okay. So, may antidote ba ang anticholinergic poisoning? Anticholinergic poisoning, it's physostigmine. Kanina, atropine, di ba? Sa cholinergic. Sa anticholinergic, physostigmine. Okay? Yan. Which is an anticholinesterase inhibitor. Okay. Anticholinergic. Ito, sa anticholinergic, wala kang acetylcholine. Okay, di, buhayin mo yung enzyme. Or inhibit mo rather. Sorry, inhibit mo yung enzyme. Inhibit mo to para humaba ang buhay ng acetylcholine. Okay? So, give your supportive treatment. Let the anticholinergic medicine wear off. However, if the patient does have persistent dysrhythmia, seizures, severe psychosis, you can consider physostigmine. Minsan kasi supportive lang, okay na sila eh. Pero pag hindi pa rin, nag-okay, after your supportive treatment, you give your physostigmine to treat the patient as an adjunct to the supportive treatment. Maraming anticholinergics, mga over-the-counter mo na nag-i-inhibit din ng acetylcholine receptors. So, alamin mo yung mga antihistamine, antiemetics, antipsychotics, antispasmodics, yan. Pati yung sa motion sickness mo, may anticholinergic effect. Muscle relaxant, TCA, antidepressants, may anticholinergic effect. Okay? Kapag ininom in doses higher than that, which is intended. So, these are common anticholinergics. So, hindi porket antihistamine ininom mo, wala nang anticholinergic effect yan. Meron. Okay? Meron po tong mga to. Kinakalaban din nila ang mga receptor ng acetylcholine. So, pag di makaupo si acetylcholine kasi binarahan nito, o di, sino mananalo? Wala kang para mode. May simpa mode ka. Simpa mode. Okay? Ang sweating, simpa. Kaso, ang upuan ng sweat gland, muscarinic, mababara ng anticholinergic. So, simpa mode ka, pero wala yung sweat gland. Kaya, hot as a hair. So, antihistamine, antiemetic, antipsychotics, antispasmodic, motion sickness remedies, muscle relaxant, and TCAs. Lahat yung may anticholinergic effect. Tapos, na-realize mo, yung ininom niya, 2-in-1. Okay? So, diphenhydramine pala yung ininom ni patient kanina. Kaso may nakahalong acetaminophen. O, yari, diba? Difen, so tulog siya. Well, may sedating effect. Pero may anticholinergic effect to. So, tuyo, etc. Tapos may paracetamol. Therefore, yari liver. Yari ang liver. So, anong antidote? Paracetaminofen overdose. You give your N-acetylcysteine. Okay, so you have to do the following for high toxicity ingestions. Basahin mo na lang. Charot. Okay. So, for a patient who presents with a poisoning that has high lethal potential, you always want to involve either your local poison center or a toxicologist to get guidance on how to manage them. Kapag nakalimutan mo yung antidote ng opioids, tumawag ka sa Tox Center. Sa PGH meron. You can ask or Google mo. Pero pag hindi ka kampante, you can always ask. Hayaan mo na mapahiya ka, basta buhay yung patient. If you don't give your antidote, it can cost them their life, di ba? Wala, sayang, mamamatay yung pasyente mo. Kaya pinapa-memorize sa inyo yung mga antidotes. So, we can perform GI decontamination in patients with toxic ingestion. Pero hindi na masyado ginagawa. Okay? If less than an hour siya na-ingest, you can consider it. Pero pag past few hours na, iba na. Iba nang gagamitin natin. Okay? Consider nasogastric lavage to get any pills or pill fragments out of the stomach. You might also want to consider activated charcoal in order to hopefully bind the toxin. Tapos, malabas siya sa system mo through the GI tract. Or you may want to consider whole bowel irrigation for patients who potentially have intact pills that you want to flush out the other end of your GI tract. Then give your supportive care. If may antidote, you give it. What else? Administer it promptly. GI decontamination, yung iba, mataas yung risk compared to your benefits and may risk of aspiration, so you have to secure the airway first. Patients with altered mental status, delikado kapag GI decontamination dun. Okay. Yung mga readily over-the-counter drugs, na nag-overdose yung pasyente, paracetamol, etc. Okay. Sa acetaminophen, di ba, NAPQI, you can metabolize this in the liver by conjugation. However, if 1 million pieces ang nakapila at isa lang si liver mo, ubos ang enzyme. Mauubos to. Pagod na ako. O, saan ako pupunta? Dito na. Towards NAPQI production, which you can neutralize kapag may gluta ka. Eh, kung naubos din to, saan ako pupunta? Ito-damage ko na lang yung mga liver cells mo. Okay? So, you give your NAC and acetylcysteine to regenerate your gluta, to neutralize your radicals, etc. Okay. Nice to know na yan. May normogram that can help you decide about whether to give your NAC. Okay? What else? So you can use your toxidromes to narrow your differentials, externally decontaminate your patient, but don't forget to protect yourself. Provide aggressive supportive treatment, doctor's ABCD. Okay, check for danger response, airway breathing, etc. Recognize potential high toxicity ingestions and get help. Consider GI decontamination. Give antidotes where available. And these are the references. Thank you for listening. Good luck. Well, yung iba, kapag yung kapatid nila may nainom na poison, ang ginagawa natin sa bahay, pinapainom ng egg white, egg white. So, dati, pwede raw, no? However, ngayon, hindi siya proven or safe. Okay? So, of course, may risk of salmonella when you consume raw egg white. Ano pa? Pwede mag-aspirate, imbis na mapainom mo siya, mapunta sa stomach, mapupunta sa lungs. Hindi na tsugi. Mag-aspiration pneumonia yan. Ano pa? Temporary emergency measure lang yan sa heavy metal poisoning. Pero, your risk is greater than the benefit. Okay? Ano lang na-mention natin sa lecture na to? Yung activated charcoal. So, if I were you, yun ang bibiling ko. Ilalagay ko sa bahay, activated charcoal. Kasi hindi ka makakabili ng antidote basta-basta without your license. Yeah, keep safe. Health is wealth, okay? So, take care.